Good evening. Welcome to Mondays with Mondainé. It's 6 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? There's a trash problem in Portland. I bet you can't say that too quick. Trash problem in Portland. And like some people think, volunteers alone are not going to be the cleanup. Many want to simply blame the homeless. And although that may be a contributing factor, the reality is much more complex than that. It's plain to see that homeless encampments are a source of the impending trash issue, but it's not the only source. Everyone knows you can dump garbage and unwanted belongings like mattresses and TVs and tires and construction supplies pretty much anywhere in the city with no chance of getting caught or being held accountable. It's not uncommon to come across large household items which can be costly or difficult to take to the dump, especially for those without the proper transportation. Some would say Portland's current system for trash disposal is perfectly designed for this kind of outcome. Folks find it easier and, quite frankly, cheaper to do the wrong thing, which is litter and illegally dump, and harder and more expensive to do the right thing, properly dispose of trash. Tonight's guest is Mr. Malcolm Ricks, owner of Safe Transportation, a specialized transportation service, and he's also the CEO of My Brother's Keeper in Portland, Oregon, an initiative founded with the idea of keeping Portland clean. Welcome, Malcolm.
Thank you for having us.
I hope this evening finds you well.
It does.
They told me that you went on this Monday to play golf.
I had a very good time at the golf course today.
Well, tell me what happened. I mean, are you any good at it?
Well, I'm a novice. I dropped a birdie today, which is one under par, and I felt good about that.
Tell us a little bit about Safe Transportation. What do you do here?
Well, Safe Transportation has been around for 26 years. My wife and I have owned it for the last 16. We transport autistic children for school districts. We transport special needs individuals for secure facility to other secure facility, which could be a mental lockdown facility. We're part of the community trying to make sure that people get to their appointments safely and with the dignity that they deserve.
Now, Safe Transportation is open to the public, of course.
Safe Transportation is a private company.
Okay.
It's a specialized company that you really wouldn't be hailing our vehicles from the street. We're not a taxi cab. We're not one of the app services that you order from your phone.
But you are a critical service provider.
We are a critical service provider, yes.
Wonderful.
We have assisted the fires and individuals that needed to be safely removed from situations of burning up, really.
Wow. So that brings us into this, how you're helping with the trash situation in Portland through My Brother's Keeper. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Well, My Brother's Keeper is just that. It is a company founded with the idea of keeping the streets clean, which is keeping the streets safe. With the litter problem, we're experiencing, we all are experiencing. We've contracted with Metro. We work with their RID team to pick up the appliances that you see laying there on public land, the boats that you see without a trailer but parked in a parking spot, tires, needles, things that are a nuisance and a danger to the community as a whole.
Have you seen an increase in recent years of such a problem?
Well, My Brother's Keeper is 2 years young. My Brother's Keeper was the idea when I was in jail. I had to go and pick up trash at $1 a day. And I decided when I got out, I was going to open up this opportunity to other individuals that may not have the same resources to go to a company and work for, but we're looking to make a difference in the community and society as a whole. It is a re-entry opportunity
Wonderful.
that pays a living wage
Wonderful.
to keep our community clean.
Wow, it's very difficult to find such a program that would pay a living wage, and man, our hats go off to you. You know, there are some ideas that people have shot at me about how we can make this problem go away. And one of the problems is increasing our trash pickup service in Portland, modeling after cities like San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. All of those programs offer weekly home trash pickups. Portland is in the outer ways of that with pickups every 2 weeks or so. Is that correct?
Well, I will say this. Increasing the number of times the dump truck comes around isn't going to move an appliance off of the city streets. Those are, in many cases, are homeowners that are taking a shortcut and not taking them to the dump.
Wow. Do you think by adding trash services weekly, like more than once a week, it's going to help eradicate the problem at all?
Well, every household is different.
Yeah.
My household is a household of two. Once a week works fine for us. If I had a household of six, maybe I'd need garbage pickup on a more regular basis, but I'm not in that situation.
I noticed in St. Louis and Chicago and places like that, they have a shared community garbage system. They have these huge blue bins like the ones that we rent from professional garbage companies, and neighbors fill the garbage receptacles with their trash, and they pick them up twice a week, and it helps to keep cities clean. Maybe that's something that we could pitch at the cities. Another idea is that Metro should make recycling rules easier to follow by lowering the cost to dispose of large items and decrease logistical and financial difficulties of assessing those kinds of dumpings. Not everyone has access to the proper vehicles to take it to the dump. And there's many that have said, we don't know the rules, and so pitch it. What do you think?
Well, if they got rid of anything, I definitely don't need my debris picked up every week. That could be a monthly issue.
Yeah.
The whole idea of a communal storage bin or garbage bin, that sounds like a pretty decent idea. It's in that case, it's more of communities working together to make sure they walk to the one common spot that they can all get rid of their garbage.
You know, there's a third suggestion that someone's given me, and it involves the government. It should reduce the barriers for volunteer cleanups. What do you think about that?
Well, we've recently been contacted by the NAACP on a community public-private venture or opportunity to clean up and down MLK. My Brother's Keeper would be the entity with the vehicle and a group similar to Solve, or volunteers from the NAACP could be the neighborhood groups that are helping keeping the street clean. I think it's a great opportunity for my people and a great opportunity for the community in general.
You know, something else that was suggested was that we hold all landowners, public and private, accountable for their garbage on their property. For example, much of the land visible from our freeways between the airport and downtown is owned by the state or Union Pacific Railroad. I can't help but to imagine the positive impact if I-84 or I-205 or I-5 and I-405 were cleaned up. And sometimes it's quite embarrassing to look at the City of Roses and be so proud of it. I mean, you know what? When I drive down Columbia and I can look at Mount Hood and it looks so wonderful and majestic and say, listen, I get to live here. But then when we look at the sides of the roads and see so much litter, it just makes me angry. What do you think about that?
Well, I think your council members should just contact My Brother's Keeper, and I can add a team. I can definitely be part of the solution here.
Listen, we're talking to Malcolm Ricks of My Brother's Keeper. And we're talking about making Portland beautiful and the Rose City that it ought to be. We've got to recapture the lost spirit and pride of Oregon, especially when it comes to Portland, Oregon. Make littering illegal, dumping, improper disposal of cigarette butts and dog poop bags socially and politically unacceptable. What do you think?
I think that would be a great idea. I mean, I've got a team member who is from Portland and proud of his city, and his big thing is cleaning up all of this litter and waste and trash that you see on your city streets.
You know, kudos to Portlanders. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I was raised and bred there, I guess, you know, if you want to say. And I have looked at literally in other cities like Chicago and New York and places like that. People will go to fast food places. Have you ever seen them roll down their windows and just throw out entire bags of trash? Have you ever seen that?
I can imagine that.
You know, I just don't like to see that here in Portland. As a matter of fact, there have been times when I've been compelled to get out of my vehicle and clean up sore places that I've seen alongside of the road that I could clean up and make sure that our city is represented in the right way. And I don't think that that's a bad idea for other people to kind of follow that rule. Having that said, there is a light on the horizon. My brother's keeper is espousing a full-time cleanup crew that will take on the growing issue of dirt in the city. We all know that the city of Roses, Portland, Oregon, is a beautiful city that we all love. But public trash is not simply an aesthetic annoyance or image problem. It's a threat to public health and public safety that requires greater government action. What do you say, Malcolm?
Well, I'll definitely say keeping it clean is keeping it safe. With the added pollution and garbage that you see on the street, it's added opportunity for rodents and infestations.
And we all know that there's a big problem with rats nationwide, especially in places like, again, poor New York and places like that. But I'm seeing a greater population of rats breeding here in our Rose City, and that's disturbing. I don't like rats.
The disturbing piece is my dogs like to collect rats.
Oh, my. What do they do with them?
They think that they're really giving us a gift by leaving them by the back door.
I don't want no dogs.
It's the chickens that are in the general neighborhood, and the person who owns the chickens, you know who I'm talking about. Come on now.
I had a neighbor that owned chickens, and boy, I had a rat problem when they did that. Listen, I need you to understand, and this is something that kudos to Portlanders. There are indeed light armies of volunteers that work hard to clean up our city, and I applaud them all. However, it is a pastime for others. Strategic-minded folks like Malcolm Ricks and my brother's keeper will help bring the city's scent of the rose back to the Rose City. Everything's coming up roses, baby. And we're glad that you're here helping us do that. Thank you for watching tonight. I'm so pleased to be able to talk about the problems that we're having in our city surrounding trash, debris, and quite frankly, things that just make this beautiful city of Portland, Oregon, the Rose City, marred. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. And please share this with your friends and neighbors so that they might be inspired as well. Now, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing for Mondays with Mondainé. Thank you also to Post Shines for feeding the staff catfish and brisket. My, it's delicious. And thank you to Auntie and Tanti's Child Care, which does a good job of taking care of your children. That's why I ask you, do you know where your children are? And you can visit with me here at Celebration Tabernacle in Portland, Oregon on Sunday mornings right here at 11 o'clock. 8131 North Denver, and we'll meet you there. It's always important to play your part and do your best for community, God, and country. Thank you, Malcolm Ricks, for being here with us tonight. And we want to see you next Monday with Mondainé.
Hey, it's time for you to come to Post Shine. Check out that catfish sandwich. Oh my goodness, is that the shrimp po' boy? Man, look at that chocolate chip cake. Man, I need to get over to Post Shines at 8139 North Denver right now because this food looks delicious. Or call if you'd like, 503-978-9000. And don't miss it, you'll be sorry.